Hey guys, what is up? It is your friendly neighborhood Oogoose here, back again with another Isaac Brinkman. This time we're going to start with technology. And I want to talk about the movie that I watched last night. I watched The Thing, 2011, which is not a remake, in case you didn't know. It's its own individual movie that does, in fact, tie in with the original from 1980, was it 82? Sure, that sounds accurate enough. It's like 80% accurate, sure. So The Thing, 2011, you know, I'm just gonna say it's The Thing 1, The Thing 2, alright? How about that? That'll make it way easier as I'm talking about it for everybody involved to understand. Okay, little Dingleberry, you gotta stop that. So, in The Thing 1, so if you don't know, The Thing is a like alien horror movie, somewhat similar to Alien, but it's instead of it being in space, they're in Antarctica. And the Thing, you know, that is the namesake of the movie, and is the alien causing the horror. The main plot point is, I knew I was gonna get hit by that. The main plot point is that it can mimic whatever it eats, whatever it kills and consumes. It can replicate. Thus, making it so when a person gets murdered by it, it can become that person, basically. And this obviously creates a very tense atmosphere for the characters within the movies, which makes sense because now this murdering machine that you discovered in Antarctica, and you're in Antarctica and have no realistic way of getting off of Antarctica, at least not without letting the Thing come with you. You're now trapped in this horrible, horrible situation where any one of your friends could have already been killed, and then your friend who's sitting next to you, who you think is your friend, isn't your friend, and instead is the murder machine. And it could kill you. Which is a great concept for a horror movie, if I may say so. And so in The Thing 2, it's not actually called The Thing 2, again, we're just doing that for clarification. The 2011 The Thing is going to be called The Thing 2. Because they are two completely different movies, but they're both titled The Thing. So in The Thing 2, you essentially go to... Sure, fuck it, this is gonna be great. Okay, in the first Thing, what ends up happening is the characters go to this other camp, right? This other place on Antarctica where people were at some point, right? They go there, and then they notice everybody's fucking dead. Right? Everybody's dead, and it's horrible. Turns out that in The Thing 2, you are at that camp. And you find that out immediately upon seeing the camp itself, if you've watched the original Thing. Because it's very true to form. It's very accurate. The camp that The Thing 2 takes place in is exactly the camp that they visit in the original The Thing, where everybody's fucking dead. So that's not a spoiler. You know for a fact that everybody's gonna die, right? From the very beginning. And then here's where spoilers come in. Here's where spoilers come in. I'm gonna spoil the ending of The Thing 2. It's shit, first of all. Secondly, the ending of The Thing 2 is really fucking bad. It's shit and then it's bad. Those are the two first main points before I actually spoil the ending. Okay. So, in The Thing 1, first of all, everybody dies at the end, right? Because how the fuck do you kill this thing? They think they kill it 1 trillion times, and it never actually dies. So, how the fuck do you kill it? And everybody dies. The Thing 2 seems no different. They try killing it. They thought they killed it a lot, and they never actually kill it. So, how's it gonna end? Well, everybody's gonna die, especially because that would be the most true to the original, where they went to the camp and everybody was fucking dead. So what happens? Basically, there's a lot of really, really crazy tension going on with all the characters, because, you know, any single one of them could be this monster. So they're very distrustful of each other. And they find out it can't copy genetic material. It has to copy actual genetic things, right? So the way that they start checking is for fillings, because it can't copy fillings, which was the first thing that was discovered it couldn't copy. That was essentially the, well, not literally the first thing, whatever. So they check everybody for fillings, determine who couldn't be the thing at all, and then there's this group of people that, you know, don't have fillings, or one of the guys has like porcelain fillings or something. And, you know, those people are sectioned off and have a flamethrower point at them. And, like, it continues to develop in this, like, super kind of intense way. And then they hear that the thing is in a different location, and that none of those guys are the thing. And then stuff happens, shit goes down, everyone starts dying, only the female lead and this other random guy, which is such a overdone thing. So, like, the female lead, right? She has her love interest. And the love interest, this is such a common thing I've noticed in movies, where there's the female lead and then the love interest, and then the love interest of the female lead fucking dies, or, you know, goes away, something happens to them, they're no longer relevant, and then just some random dude is the new love interest, the new, essentially, like, you know, backing character to the female lead. Just some random dude. But those two are the last alive, and they're essentially trying to hunt down the thing and murder it. And then something about, they notice that it goes back to its spaceship that's embedded in a glacier, which couldn't get out of the glacier due to the fact that they found the thing encased in ice, right? So they found it encased in ice after climbing out of its ship when it crashed into the glacier. Presumably it's in the ice because the ship couldn't leave, and so it had to try and figure something else out, so it climbed out of the ship and then got frozen in the ice, not understanding the cold temperatures and stuff. But now, when the thing goes back to the ship, obviously it can leave, because that makes a lot of sense. So, you know, it hops in the ship, and then it starts trying to escape, and then these people are, like, on top of the ship, and then the female lead, like, falls into the ship after a super epic Prometheus-esque running away from nothing. And she falls into the ship, and then you lose track of the male character at this point. He just, you know, he's gone. And then she has a close encounter with the thing. She escapes, and then as she's escaping, the thing gets torched via flamethrower, of course, by the male lead at this point. And then they, you know, escape. They get out to the truck, and it's like, there should be enough gas for us to get to the Russian camp or whatever. And then she's like, you know how I could tell that it was you earlier and not the thing? He's like, what? Your earring. And, like, there was the last time that they were in the exact same truck, what ended up happening was the camera was placed in such a way that you saw he had an earring on his left ear. And then he like checks his ear, his right ear, and it's not there, and it's like the earring was, or it was on your other ear. And then it's like, oh god, and then, you know, he's clearly the thing. And then she torches him. And then, like, the ending is her getting in the truck and driving away, which is such a bullshit ending. Let her fucking die. It's a horror movie. It's a horror movie with an unkillable, horrific, like, virus-like monster who murders everybody it even comes in contact with. How the fuck does she not only escape what is it, and then kill what is it? Like, I don't get it, man. It just doesn't make sense to me. And then the other thing is, right, they're very clear that there's only one thing. Right? It's a very, very clear decision that there's only one thing. When parts fall off the thing, they do act like it. Right? But there's still only one thing. There's only one monster that can replicate humans, right? Like, part of the thing, too, is the arm fell off and then became this gross Prometheus-esque monster snake thing. And, like, that's cool. That makes sense. That's true to the original thing with the head spider. And it's a cool thing, right? But and it's so frustrating because every time I'm just trying to use thing in the context that I would normally use the word thing, it's like I'm, you know, it doesn't. Anyway, you know, it's cool, but there's still only one thing, right? It's just a part of the thing. And then at the end of the movie, they're just like, oh yeah, fuck that. We're just throwing that away. And now there's, you know, it's perfectly reasonable for there to be two full human-sized things that both get murdered, and now suddenly there's no more things, I guess. Even though they've torched it before and it hasn't killed it. That's the other thing that bothered me. Like, lighting it on fire, for some reason, as the movie came to a conclusion, it was like, oh yeah, light it on fire and then it's dead forever. Even though they initially lit the thing on fire and it didn't die, they assumed it was dead and then it wasn't. Yet now suddenly it's convenient that it now actually dies to fire. Supposedly? I don't know. I don't understand it. Like, it's not like it's a random weakness that they didn't attempt before. You know, they're like, what if we light it on fire? Maybe it'll die then. Like, they tried it. It was the first thing they tried. I don't know. Just the entirety of, like, the logic behind the movie, the logic behind the monster and all that shit that was developed throughout the movie, as well as even the first The Thing. Like, all of that for the ending, like 15 minutes of The Thing 2, just got thrown out the window and ignored, right? And that's why I disliked it. There's a fucking cat hair on my keyboard. Alright. Excuse me, pardon me. So, like, I want to like it because the build-up of The Thing 2 was so good. Every part of the movie, pretty much after the first guy dies, is incredible in terms of, like, the actual progression of the movie, rather than, you know, visually or anything like that. Just the actual progression of the movie, the direction it took, and the means with which it took to get there, right? All of that was just so good. And then it just kind of got thrown away. So I don't know. I'd give it like maybe a 6.5 out of 10. because the first chunk of it was so good. Even with a really bad ending, I'd give it like a 6.5. I do really like the fact that it was canon, you know. It wasn't just like fans of the original movie wanted to remake it, except in a different location and shit like that. Like they kept it canon by making it cover the first place that the thing murdered everybody. Which is awesome. That's really good. That's really cool. Fucking hate spikes. It was really cool and it was really well done in that respect. But yeah, again, the ending was just horrendous. I just really wish people had the fucking balls to actually kill off main characters to the end of a horror movie. They had the balls to do that shit in 1982 or whatever the actual year of the first one was. They had the balls to kill off all the characters then. This isn't a situation I like to be in. Alright. Let's go! Whoops. We can grab a bunch of shit, actually. Money. Money, money. Dosh. Grab it while you can, lads. So yeah, that's my thoughts on The Thing 2 or The Thing 2011. Just, you know, overall, a little bit disappointed. Still a great movie, though. I'll probably watch it again at some point, for sure. I'm gonna watch it with my dad. Because he really liked the original The Thing. And I was telling him about this, and he seemed interested. I don't know why I didn't just stand over rocks after, like, the 4th hit. I should have just stood directly over rocks. Oh well. Why does nothing die? Even remotely fast. I'm not really lacking damage. Like, I understand I have soy milk and only 1 damage up, and the damage up isn't very good, but... I mean, soy milk technology is fairly high damage output. At least it used to be. I don't know what happened. I'm also, like, not getting keys. And I don't know if you know this, but you need keys. Getting bombs out the wazoo. Whatever the wazoo happens to be. Fuck. I keep getting hit in the exact room that I'm getting the next Spirit Heart in. Okay, Necropolis 2. That means I'm not going in this boss room. Because behind it is Mom. And I don't want to fight her yet. Doodle-doodle-doodle-doo. Doodle-doodle-doodle-doo. Oh, thank God. I was about to say, I really, really need keys. Like, if I'm gonna miss the item room on the floor, like on the final item room floor that I can, you know, that exists, I'll be very upset. Especially because going to this item room is gonna make me miss the boss rush. Which I don't want to fight, by the way. Which is why I'm perfectly fine with this trade-off. I don't want to fight it. So normally I'd say that it's a smart thing to commit to the boss rush instead of the item room. Because you have a choice of 4 items rather than a choice of essentially 2. And I still stand by that, but I think in this circumstance, because because my damage is bad, and the game refuses to give me actual upgrade, I have like half of the things I've picked up give me tears up, which don't do anything when you have soy milk, by the way. Just in case you guys are wondering. This is butts. It's butts. Yeah, no, give me more money. Loads of money. Whoops. I don't know why. For some reason, the thing that just snuck into my head right there was a song by the band Prodigy? That's the name, right? The Prodigy, maybe? They're like a D&B kind of band. Kinda. But the song is Smack My Bitch Up. And like, it's... Just before you start freaking out, Tumblr, just hear me out. It's a joke. Nobody's actually listening to that song and thinking, well, I'm gonna go smack my bitch up, change my picture, smack my bitch up. Nobody's gonna do that. It's a joke. It's a joke name, it's a joke song. Also, it's the Prodigy. Literally none of their songs make sense. Like, actual sense. But it's a very catchy song in terms of the actual beat. It's a very, very good song. I don't know why it popped into my head, but... The Prodigy is also just really good. There's another one, I think it's, it's Mindfields. That's another good one. I don't know, they have a lot of songs that I tend to enjoy. They're very, almost like trance-ish. But I'd say they're D&B. Which, in case you don't know, is drum and bass. Which happens to be potentially my favorite genre. Probably my favorite genre of music. It's hard to say because I actually don't listen to that much of it, but what I do listen to, like Old Pendulum for example, I fucking love it! And I say Old Pendulum because the album Immersion by Pendulum, which is an incredible album, I would not really put that in the D&B genre at all. I'd say it's much closer to, like, I don't know. It's weird to say dubstep, but it's, I mean, yeah, it kind of is. It's kind of almost like foreshadowy to what's going to happen to Pendulum in terms of their music. Because if you don't know, Pendulum is no longer a band, which is very depressing to think about. But a bunch of the guys went to Knife Party. They created Knife Party, which, if you don't know, is a dubstep-based band. Very, very heavy dubstep stuff. You've probably heard either Centipede or Bonfire, which are both incredible. Those are two of their most popular songs. I don't want more health up. They're both really, really good songs. And they're both very, very dubsteppy. So, I think Immersion was like the foreshadowing of Knife Party. Which I think is a good thing. I think it was a perfect way to end off with the band. But yeah, so Old Pendulum is way more D&B rather than like dubsteppy. I mean, the song The Island, which is on Immersion, specifically The Island Part 1, because The Island Part 2 is very dubstep. But The Island Part 1 is it's D&B, I'd say. But so The Island is a two-part song, right? You can listen to the whole thing, which is like fucking 12 minutes long or something. But most people just have which part is their favorite and just listen to that part, which is a fairly normal song length. I don't think altogether is 12 minutes. It's probably like 8 or something. But anyway, so Old Pendulum is very D&B, and D&B is just kind of like a, I mean, it's just that. It's drum and bass, right? The majority of the instrumentation in D&B is just very, very heavy drums and bass, and that's it. And it has a very distinct sound to it. And I'd say it's perfect if you want to just play a video game and go fucking hard, right? Like if you want to turn on while you're playing like Dota or League of Legends, right? Just turn that shit on, blast it into your eardrums at like some completely unrealistic sound level, and just blast it and listen to it while you play your video game for like 5 hours straight. And I guarantee you'll be at least 68% better at whatever video game you're playing while listening to it. Well, while being deafened by it. Sorry, let me... Because we're talking, like, you gotta blast it, right? You gotta have, like, car speakers levels of sound in your headphones. That's what you need to do. It's required. And, like, yeah, you become deaf, but at least you get better, right? And at the end of the day, that's what people strive for. Thank you, Daddy Longlegs. You are my savior. Also, my musical taste is fucking weird. I've said it before, but it's fucking weird. Like, 1 minute I'm listening to, like, the hardest that Pendulum ever went, which is, it's probably during Hold Your Color, if I had to guess. You know, 1 minute I'm listening to Pendulum going so fucking hard, and then the next, I'm listening to Gimme Chocolate by Baby Metal, which I really like. I love Baby Metal. They're fucking great, but I hate metal, which is so weird and doesn't add up, because Baby Metal is literally just metal. Ugh, as a metalhead, I disagree. Baby Metal is wannabe metal. I don't fucking care, it's metal! Metal is one of those genres where everybody, whenever you claim anything is metal, literally anything, even if it's something that's just undeniably metal, whenever you claim any singular thing as metal, all of the metalheads will come out of the woodwork to try and explain to you why it's not metal. And I'm like, so there's nothing that's metal. And then they're like, no, 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 this is metal. And then you ask another metalhead, it's like, hey, is this metal? And then they're like, no, it's not metal. Why would you think it is? It's like, I can't win. I guess I'll just never call anything metal. There's no such thing as metal. It doesn't exist. And it's really the only genre that I've personally run into that is like that. I'm sure there are others, but I'm not very experienced in dealing with people claiming other genres. For example, something's not pop. That's not pop. Excuse me, insert song that's incredibly overplayed on the radio that has an incredibly upbeat backing track and a lot of fucking, I don't even know, pretty much explicitly uses the 4 chords. Excuse me, that's not pop, sir. And it's true, none of those specific characteristics define pop. However, most pop songs do have those characteristics, so. I have something in my throat, and I can't get it out. It might be semen. It could be that. I don't know where it would have come from, but it definitely could be. It's like stuck to the back of my throat, which is what I assume semen would be like if you actually tried swallowing it. So it would like just get stuck on the back of your throat and just... It'd feel like almost like a popcorn kernel, but instead of it being like a solid chunk of food, it's more just like a really disgusting, like liquidy sort of thing that just, it's almost like glue, you know? That's what I imagine it would be like if we were stuck in, if you tried swallowing it, of course. Speaking of which, have you guys ever tried sucking your own dick? What? Where did that come from? No, this is a very common, discussion among men and boys. Because there are some people who are gifted enough to suck their own dick. It's true. And I'm not saying gifted as like a euphemism for having a big schlong. I'm saying like gifted as in the heavens parted and we're like, hey, here you go, here's the ability to suck your own dick. It could be a combination of a big old schlong, and it could also be partly that they're just really flexible. But anyway, one of the things that annoys the shit out of me is when people are like, nah man, I wouldn't suck my own dick, that's gay. And I'm like, alright, listen, you are lying to yourself if you claim that you've never attempted or thought about attempting to suck your own dick, right? It's just a dirty, filthy lie if you claim that that's the case. Everyone's tried it, or if they haven't tried it, they've heavily considered it, and then realized the logistics don't quite line up, and they can't. It's just a normal thing. It's a very normal thing. But, right, here's the other thing. It's like, how is that gay? I don't get it. How is that gay and giving yourself a handy isn't? I don't understand. Also, why does it matter if it is gay? Who cares? Like, all that just seems irrelevant. It seems like people people who are not comfortable with their own sexuality being like, well, if I suck my own dick, then I'll suddenly want to have anal sex with other men. No. This is a nightmare. Okay. Yeah, but that just straight up doesn't happen. There's not like just a flip you switch. A switch you flip where it's just like, oh, well suddenly now I am attracted to the same sex. That was weird. How'd that happen? You know, you don't just like do a gay thing and then you're suddenly gay. I don't know, man. Fuck. Thank you, Infamy. I hate this fight. I hate this fight when I have no goddamn damage. I just wish less angel fetuses. Wow! I wish less angel fetuses spawn. Jesus Christ, what's wrong with my fucking voice? I can't, like, project at all. Here, how about this? Let's be a lot more calm. Less projection, more relaxation. I can't do that for very long at all. It bothers me. It also probably doesn't even sound good. I don't have a very, very good voice for that sort of thing. I'd say if I were to ever do any amount of voice acting work, it would be either like a character, you know? So like a very specific kind of exaggerated voice, or it would just be the most dry sort of thing, like Did You Know Gaming levels of just dry delivery, where it's just, you know, you just say it, you know, there's not a lot of freedom with it. And then the character, of course, that I'm referring to would be I was about to say middle-aged, but that's not accurate. A senior woman who spent her entire life chain-smoking. Right, that would be the character. Which is, excuse me while I clear my throat. Hey, hon! No, that was bad. I can't do it right now. It's not very, I'm not very grumbly, because my voice is fucked up. But more grumbly than that. See, the thing is, right now, I'm trying to fight my voice just dying. Right? Like, if I actually just tried to do that character right now, you wouldn't even hear it, right? I would turn into a fucking, like, dog whistle. It's very frustrating. I really do wish that I could figure out what... I mean, I just need to drink water, probably. But I've had it where, like, I've had my voice do this sort of thing before, and then, like, I drink water, and it doesn't do shit. And my voice is just like that for, like, a whole day. Maybe I should stop sucking dicks. Nah! I don't do that. I actually might try just having like a spoon of honey. Also, can I just say, fuck War, because he's faster than me. My speed is so low that I can't avoid War, and my damage is too low that I can't kill him before he hits me. Oh my god, the chest. Why am I not allowed to bomb through rooms on the goddamn chest? This is a nightmare, dude. Yep, we're fucked. There's no way we're not fucked. The only way we're not fucked is if I never get a room with an actual enemy in it again until I have to fight Blue Baby. Which is unrealistic, because we're just gonna get double cage in the next fucking room, I guarantee it. Ah. Fuck. Alright, let me backtrack for some red hearts. That seems important. Is that it? I think so. It's not double cage, it's double Mega Wrath. Mega Wrath? Sure. Fuck it. Double Mega Man. I know it's Bomberman, don't worry. This sucks. This just sucks. That's all this is. It is sucks. Okay, come on. Maybe when I do one more room, double polycephalus is pretty lucky. It's actually legitimately lucky. It's a room that I can more or less deal with. Fuck. Please, for the love of God, let me reroll into any relevant item. Please? You asshole. That's so fucking dumb. Like, I got Eve's Mascara, right? Which would double my damage at the cost of having my tear rate. Probably would have my tear. I don't know how it would interact, actually, in this circumstance. Stop with your goddamn random stomping. You sack of shit, I want you to be dead. Stop with your bullshit random stomping. I just want to kill you. Dead. I don't know. Alright, maybe Daddy Longlegs can catch on and realize what I'm doing and actually start hitting these guys. Probably not. Definitely not. I have, like, not shot this one that I'm shooting now. Like, at all. And yet, they're somehow super even. I'm gonna die, by the way. I can't avoid it. I'm incapable of avoiding the damage. Is this how it's gonna end? Okay. I can't dodge grade. I can't fucking do this! Why did I get so many bullshit rooms? Why couldn't I have gotten stupid rooms with, like, red poop or red fire? Just empty rooms, or, I don't know, regular-ass enemies, or maybe Megamaw a single time. Or maybe, I don't know, even the Husk would have been fine. More Polycephalus would have been cool. Fuck. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, so you can see more Isaac in the future. And I guess I fucking lost, so shit, man. Shit.